Hello, good afternoon, everybody. First and foremost, welcome to our webinar session today. I would like to wish all of us a happy and healthy 2021 and an amazing year ahead. My name is Joyce. I'm a holistic health coach with New Life International for the past 4 years. Today, I'm very privileged to be able to share with you on intermittent fasting for health. At New Life International, we believe our body can self-heal if we give it a chance. We have spent the last 28 years providing people with the knowledge, the products, and the support they need to achieve total health. For new friends, welcome to the first step of your health journey. For existing friends, continue to enjoy the total health that you have discovered for yourself all this while. We work in partnership and teamwork, and this is Lydia. So feel free to stay in touch with us through our contact and also acquire more information from our resources. Before I start my session proper, I would like to read to you this disclaimer. The information presented here is for education purpose only. So this is not for self-prescription, for any self-diagnosis or self-medication. Please consult your physician regarding the application of any opinion and recommendation with respect to your symptoms or medical conditions. My intention when I started intermittent fasting was to bring down the inflammation in my body. So it's not so much for weight loss. So I came across an article in New Life Lifeline in year 2019 November. At that point of time, I have already went through about 3 to 4 years of recovery for my health conditions. So I'll put that to another session when I see you another time, because there is a whole lot of stories to do with my eczema and many other health conditions that I face. But other than that, I became very well after 3 to 4 years. And then I realized that I still have some inflammation in my body. So after reading the article, I decided to embark on it so that I can bring down my conditions on my teary eyes, fibroid, belly fats, my joint inflammation, and some gluten sensitivity that I have. A quick look, which I will show you in detail later in my testimony video, is to show you that this is the result of my intermittent fasting after I've done it for 3 months. So basically, you can see that the body weight has reduced, the body fats are also reduced. I learned how to drink more water because our body is made up of 70% of water. And then you can see that my physique rating from a very so-called teen, which is number 4, I became a 5. 5 meaning standard. Meaning at the back or in the midst of doing this intermittent fasting, I also learned how to exercise. So you can see that because of intermittent fasting, my calorie intake is reduced. My body age has also become younger from a 29 to become a 24. My internal fat, which is my physical fat, remains as it is. I'm never having any problem with my weight. I'm only having a lot of problem with my general health. Okay, this is 3 months later after I started intermittent fasting. How about now that it is 1 year? Because it is so interesting to me and it is so sustainable for me that I decided to carry on this intermittent fasting to become part of my lifestyle. So my experience after 1 year is there is no more teary eyes. My belly fat has definitely reduced a lot. My body shape has also changed and I'm less sensitive to gluten. I'm more energized and my physical activities has increased tremendously. You can also see on my weight, the weight has continued to drop. But once again, I don't want to emphasize so much on this weight for myself because I can afford to be higher. But because I really enjoy this intermittent fasting, and I make it as part of my lifestyle, and I put in my exercises. Therefore, I see myself like the weight goes down, but it stays there. So those days when I think that I want to put on some more weight, then I will do something else, which is beside the intermittent fasting, which I'll share with you later on. My body fats also further reduce, and then the internal fats plus the body age has also become better, if you can see for yourself. This is the result of after 1 year of intermittent fasting. My water intake has also increased because like I say, I learned how to drink more water to help myself. So this is just a glance through of my testimony. Otherwise, I'm going to share with you the next testimony by Miss Chu. Okay, before that, I just want to show you this picture that I have taken during this whole circuit breaker phase 1, phase 2, that in the midst of my intermittent fasting, I found that I have newfound energy. I can do more steps. Before, I think I'm very sedentary. I will do very little exercises. So I even noticed that when I first started, I only have 300 steps a day. So slowly I increased to 500 steps and then 3,000 steps. You can see that I am very happy to show you that the steps I increase over time, over the months, really goes all the way to 7,000 steps, 9,000 steps, 10,000, 15,000, and even more, 20,000 steps. What I'm trying to say is things that I didn't know that I can do it in the past, but because I have, just like you, sit in for a webinar, sit in for a talk, and then acquire the knowledge for myself, and then make the decision for myself that I want to take charge of my health. I want to do something to bring down my inflammation, or the next testimony which you can hear, that the person wants to do something for her own weight so that she can become lighter, she can feel healthier. And then we are doing things that we never know that we could have, we can do. So this is, I hope it will bring you encouragement and inspiration that as we start the year, we want to also set a goal for ourselves at the beginning of 2021. Like I mentioned, this is the testimony of Miss Chu. I'm very proud of her. Miss Chu has not only weight issue, she also has skin issue. If you can see, her condition is she is overweight. She started at the weight in May 2019 at a weight of 101 kg. Of course, this has been troubling her over the years. Of course, she has been trying different type of methods to work on her weight, but not that she's not trying. She tried very hard, but it didn't bring her much result. Now, you can see that her skin is not just basic skin condition. Her skin is a very severe psoriasis skin condition where there is red bumps appearing, and then there is white patches inside the red bumps, and this is really disturbing her lifestyle. So after attending our talks, she also decided to do something for herself. Of course, she embarked on our award-winning program, DRP, which is Dr. Lin's program, which is called the Detoxification and Rejuvenation Program, to detoxify her body. And after that, she also made use of the knowledge she learned from intermittent fasting and see herself getting better and better. So from her readings, you can see that she has over almost a year and a half, she has lost 21.9 kg. You see her skin condition over the months, how she has improved tremendously. I really applaud her. I really want to share this inspirational testimony with all of us who are listening to this webinar, that if we were to do something for ourselves, we have the hope that our body, if we give it a chance, can self-heal. So in her own words, Ms. Chu say, intermittent fasting is more suitable, sustainable, and healthier. She's so glad she chose to follow the New Life method and integrate into her lifestyle for health building naturally and effectively. This is the same for me. I choose intermittent fasting for health. And then what happens? The weight, the belly fats, or the fats in the arteries, it just comes as a package. It just automatically will work by itself. May I proceed? Okay, so first of all, what is fasting? The meaning of fasting means when one abstains from some or all food, drinks, or both. And fasting is an effective and safe method in helping the body to detoxify, meaning it can given a chance to rest. Detoxify means rest, means no toxins, not doing anything. It is a chance for the body to rest. And fasting has been recorded in all ancient medical texts. It has been time-tested, it has been proven that it promotes repair, recovery, and to even an extent of reversal. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, says, fasting was prescribed as a means of achieving good health. So what happens during fasting? During fasting, a process takes place, and this process is called the autophagy. It is a process for cellular repair, where damaged sick cells are detoxified and cleansed, and new cells begin to regenerate and rejuvenate by itself. This is the process that I say when the body is given a chance to rest. We have been eating and eating, and we have been eating more than 3 meals a day. Now, there is something happening when we decide to give it a rest. What happens? The digestion energy, which is the part that it used to work on the digestive system, is now reserved and is now redirected to build the immune function, the immunity, allowing healing and elimination of toxins that stays in the colon, that stays in the bloodstream, and that stays in the liver. The toxins are pushed out faster, accelerate, and then the antigen loads, the stress loads, the toxin loads are further reduced. Allergy reactions and inflammation are reduced as well. That's why I mentioned I had teary eyes. Teary eyes is allergy reaction. And I have fibroids, and I have joint pains, and those are all classified as inflammation. Serum fats, which is cholesterol, bad fats, they are also lowered, and the blood is naturally thin. At the same time, when we are doing fasting, physical awareness increase. That's why many people who do fasting, they realize that over time, they become mentally and emotionally rested, or in fact, more alert. That's why I was sharing that we become more energized because our mind is clearer. It's no longer like a fog, a brain fog, okay? And the calorie reduction automatically takes place, therefore promotes weight loss. There are many types of intermittent fasting. There are 6 types if you can see on my slide. But today, I will narrow in to the 16-8 method. The 16-8 method stands for 16 hours of fasting window where we don't eat. We call it fasting, no food, which is usually also includes nighttime. That's why we mentioned down there overnight, and 8 hours of eating window. Eating window means you can eat and eat how many meals I'll be sharing with you. So this is usually happen during the daytime. So a person can start even from 14 hours to 16 hours of fasting. If you are new to fasting, if you have never fasted before, you may not be able to wait for 16 hours of fasting. No worries, okay? Don't push yourself too hard. Just take baby steps and then start with 14. You can even go down to 12. So something like 14 to 16 hours, you will see better result. Therefore, then your eating windows will be between 8 to 10 hours. In overall, we call this the 16-8 method. Intermittent fasting is not about dieting. It's not about calorie restriction. It's not about deprivation. That means it's not something like we say, you cannot eat this, you cannot eat that, you cannot eat for how many hours, you cannot eat for how many days. It is also not counting of your calorie intake, how much you can eat. And then it's also not about you can't do this, you can't do that, because intermittent is actually about a time approach to eating. We set the time. We mentioned 16:8. So it's a time approach. It can be done 14:10. It is cycling between eating and fasting. Therefore, it can become incorporated into your lifestyle naturally and then comfortably. That's why it can become very sustainable over time. Before we go on to the details of how to do intermittent fasting, I would like to bring your attention to this group of people that are not suitable for intermittent fasting. And this group of people include people who are going through depression, anxiety, mental health disorder, eating disorder, pregnant ladies, breastfeeding moms, planning for conception, people who have cancer condition, people who are in a very weakened state, unable to eat or drink. They probably have multiple chronic conditions, diabetes type 1 and diabetes type 2, not that they can't do, but they are able to do, provided they don't have a sudden sugar spike when they start to go into their eating window. So it has to be supervised under a trained practitioner or someone who can coach the person or walking this journey together with the person. So usually as a health coach, as a health consultant, we will give you the best advice and then you will know how to take off from there. People with low blood pressure also must be careful, or people who are on multiple medication and those who are severely underweight. Those who are severely underweight, they are supposed to put on weight. Okay, so once you get this clear, if you don't belong to this group of people, then we will be able to embark or learn about this intermittent fasting. The benefits. Okay, the benefits of 16:8 intermittent fasting. It is most manageable, it is realistic, and it is therapeutic. It is approachable because why? It is easy and simple. It is also, like I mentioned, after a while, it became your lifestyle, it became your habit. It is sustainable. It's a very easy way to lose weight automatically. Like I say, it comes as a package. Now, it is effective in fat burning and it increases lean body. Therefore, the body shape can change also. It lowers blood pressure. It helps greatly with blood pressure so that we are allowing the body to rest healthily so that we are not always letting it work by eating, by digesting food. It reduces oxidative stress and inflammation, which is my personal experience. It improves blood sugar level in people with type 2 diabetes. It is also anti-aging. It also increases resistance to disease. It strengthens our immunity. So this whole list of benefits we keep at the back of our mind to tell ourselves that if we have a condition or two, or if we are just looking at weight management, how are we going to adopt this? How are we going to make use of this so that we can enjoy the benefit in time to come? It is healthy and sustained weight loss management program because by fasting for up to 10 hours to 16 hours, what happens is it causes the body to turn its fat stores into energy. We have a lot of fat stores in us, around our organs, the vesicle fats in our arteries, right? And then when we fast, that means when we stop eating, when there is no food in our body, in our colon, in our stomach, okay, there's no hard work to be done by the liver, okay, what happens is it starts to turn all these fats into energy. It releases a chemical called ketones into the bloodstream. and this result in effective burning of excess fats. So when we hear most of the time, when we go for exercise and after that we say, oh, I'm very happy, now I can go and eat a big meal. Because I thought that by doing a walk or by a jog, I have already burned my fats, but actually it's not. There are still a lot of fats stored inside of us that we can't see. Therefore, in order to burn those stored fats, the only way to do it is to go into fasting. So that this fasting, no food, this period, then the result of effective burning can take place. How often then should I do this intermittent fasting? Well, as frequently as you desire or as much as you need. If you know that you have a weight goal to meet, if you know that you have a health goal to reach, to achieve, then you set for yourself the frequency or the period. It can be from 1 day to few days or even few weeks. Some people, they start out with 7 days and then they extend to 21 days and then they find that it becomes a daily habit, a lifestyle that they would like to adopt. It just go on and on and on. So like for myself, I have sort of tried it out for 3 months, and after that, the circuit breaker kicked in, and then I say I will just carry it on because it suits my lifestyle. And then I even invited my family members, especially my husband, to join me in intermittent fasting during the whole circuit breaker, phase 1, phase 2, we carry on until today. So it has been a year of experience since I started intermittent fasting. The guide is we fast overnight. And during the day, we do not want to keep ourselves too busy. Meaning, we still go as per normal. Life still have to goes on, but not in a rush mode. So we organize, we manage our time during the day because we know that we are doing intermittent fasting. So you know that you won't be eating until certain timing. Therefore, you don't rush yourself to do too many things at one go. So that you pace yourself out so that you can manage the fasting period and you will still feel strong, you will still feel healthy and steady. Very importantly, stay hydrated during your fasting period. We indicate here every half an hour to 1 hour. It is that important because since a person is fasting, hydration comes in and plays a very important role. We'll be sharing with you how to hydrate your body to the maximum effect, that you know that you won't have any feelings of fainting, you won't have any feelings of like unwell or weakness because you stay hydrated. During the eating period, you can eat, we indicate 2 to 3 meals for the feeding period during the 8 hours. So 16 hours of non-eating, 8 hours of eating, but 8 hours of not throughout eating, but only 2 to 3 meals. I will encourage you greatly to look into just do 2 meals during your feeding period. If you are to feel hungry or you are still feeling you need some food, then we will recommend you what kind of third food you should consider or you can consider so that it is light enough and not just like during the 8 hours you eat all that you want. We also don't want to do things like that. We want to make wise food choices so that we remember the whole goal about this intermittent fasting is fasting for good health. So we encourage you to look into whole foods, food that are nutrient dense as much as possible. This is our fasting schedule. If you were to look at this schedule at one glance, you can tell that usually we look at the last meal. So let's say for this case, the last meal is 8 p.m. and 8 p.m. onwards, I won't be eating. So I'll be at night resting. I'll be going into my sleep mode until midnight, until even morning 4 a.m., 8 a.m. And then from 8 a.m. when I wake up, I will have to wait for a total of 16 hours, which is actually by 12 p.m., then that will be considered my first meal. So what I will do is during the 16 hours of fasting, which includes my sleep, I will also incorporate other activities such as my exercises. So that when I start my first meal at 12 p.m., I will eat as per normal, but with wise and mindful choices. And then before 8 p.m., I will also complete my second meal. So usually for my case, I take 2 meals within the 8 hours only. If I say, like I mentioned, I really need more food, I will go for my fruits, I will go for yogurt, and so on, which I will go into detail with you later. Okay. We mentioned about hydrating our body so that we don't go into a state of fatigue or a state of weakness. So over here, we would like very much to bring to your attention that the type of water you drink makes a lot of difference and is very important. Over here, New Life, we highly recommend you distilled water. Distilled water is pure water, H2O. This is very important for our every half an hour or hourly hydration. Pure water is back to origin, where there is condensation and evaporation, where the water cycle takes place. So it is the purest form of water throughout ancient till now. Therefore, there is no added minerals into the distilled water at all. The current water that many of us are consuming comes with a lot of extra, I would say, unnecessary materials, which we call them the inorganic minerals. In fact, they are contaminants. You can see the kind of rocks, the kind of rust, the kind of metal, the kind of dirt in the water when we do a test, when we do a when we distill it. After we distill it, this is our distiller. We can see all the residues staying at the bottom of it. Do you still want to drink this kind of water? So if we are doing an intermittent fasting for health, we might as well take this opportunity to consume pure water so that our organs, our cells, our arteries, our every part of our body will consume the best water that it can give to ourselves. You can see the inorganic minerals, which are, we call it dead substances, which is very different from the fruits minerals or the vegetable minerals. Therefore, by taking pure water, H2O distilled water, we remember that it is the best form of water, and in order to consume our organic minerals, we take it from our fruits and our vegetables. That is the best recommended way. Organic minerals are live, they have live enzyme in them. So in New Life, we have our countertop 4-liter portable distiller, as well as our 15-liter fully automated distiller. Talk to us. We would like you to consume the best water for yourself. During the 16-hour fasting window, this is another tip. So beside water, we talk about water. Now we talk about what else can we drink. So during the 16 hours fasting window, since I cannot eat yet, right? I won't be eating yet, right? So I will think of drinking water to keep myself hydrated. At the same time, New Life has this 3 tea, which you can highly try it out. It's called the ginger tea, peppermint tea, and chamomile. And they are all non-caffeinated. You just take a sachet of them and you mix with distilled water, you boil your distilled water, and then we call this the internal body spa. It is 0 calorie. It is not only tasty, and it is therapeutic, it is full of natural minerals, which I mentioned earlier, it comes from plant-based. I won't talk about chamomile and peppermint because they are the very common tea. Let me just let you know what we have in the ginger tea. In ginger tea, we have chamomile, licorice, rosehip, Siberian ginseng, and we have spearmint. And these are very interesting ingredients that make the tea very tasty. Personally, I like this tea. Whenever I drink this tea, I feel that like my phlegms can clear out easily. I feel that I feel more energized, and I feel yeah, maybe it also helps with my skin. So my skin also absorb the nutrients from the rose hip, from the ginseng, and it makes my skin more glowy. So consider this kind of non-caffeinated and zero-calorie tea for yourself during your 16 hours of fasting. Then you won't be out of idea what to drink. Refrain yourself from drinking caffeinated drinks like coffee, tea, which is so commonly in our culture. We grew up with all these drinks. Of course, I won't name, but then we all know what are those drinks that are available out there for us, especially those that are processed, which I will cover with you in a short while. What are those processed or refined drinks or food that we shouldn't be taking during our even eating or fasting period? So we have water, we have tea, and then now we have apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar, this is our best-selling beverage. What happened is this apple cider vinegar is 100% organic from New Zealand. It's from the best apple tree. It's called the Nelson apple, and it is full of, we call it the mother. If you see the bottom of the apple cider vinegar bottle, you can see a thick cloud of apple cider mother, and those are full of they are full of amino acids, they are full of vitamins, potassium, minerals, and trace elements, which includes the whole list. You can see from here: calcium, magnesium, copper, iron, vitamin C, E, A, B, and beta carotene. So we won't be starving our cells, we won't be starving our bones, or we won't be starving our organs when we do fasting, if we know how to incorporate fasting using these tips. Just add 1 teaspoon of apple cider with your distilled water, which is about 250 ml, and then you will just drink it every now and then during your fasting period. The benefits of apple cider, if you can see, the add-ons are, in contrary to what we hear from many people, like apple cider is sour, therefore it is acidic. In contrary of that, it is actually not true. It's actually alkaline forming. Alkaline forming, which is helping the blood and our urine to become better in its pH level. It regulates calcium as well. It is high in calcium, which is a mineral to sustain bone mass. It helps greatly to remove body toxins, acidic waste. So it also helps to relieve gout, arthritis, and stiffness of our joints. So you can see, once again, as I mentioned, it's alkaline forming, therefore it maintains a balanced body pH level. It's actually, we call this a very humble and yet mighty apple cider drink that we can all have a bottle at our house, all time ready, all time flavored for ourselves and even for our family members. Okay, those are the tips for 16 hours of fasting period. And then now we will go into the tips for the 8 hours of feeding window period. You see, we have the pure raw organic honey, and this is also from New Zealand. It is 100% raw organic. It is not heated. It's not treated. It is pesticide and heavy metal free. It contributes to bone strength and development. And a teaspoon of honey per day actually aids in calcium utilization and prevent osteoporosis. Isn't this amazing? Isn't this beneficial for our body, for us when we are building our health? To just let you know, there are 165 enzymes in our bottle of this pure raw honey. So check out our honey. If you do not have any blood sugar condition, that means you are normal in your blood sugar, check it out. How you can use it, how it tastes, and how you can make use of it during your feeding period. Feeding period, not only honey can be incorporated, we also encourage fresh juices. Fresh juices in terms of fruits and vegetable juices being pressed by our cold press juicer, which I will show you the alpha juicer in a short while. This is the best way. I will always share that in less than 15 minutes, when we consume these fresh juices or vegetable juices, straight away the concentrated phytonutrients go into our bloodstream. It is with the most natural minerals, highest antioxidant and life enzyme that it is the fastest way that one can build health or one can build its immunity through a very natural way of taking cold press juices. This is done by our alpha masticating juicer, which is a 9-in-1 multifunction juicer. It also helps to remove agriculture chemicals like pesticide, and it keeps the live enzyme up to 99%. So check out our alpha juicer. Put one of these juicer in your kitchen so that it helps you during your intermittent fasting when you're adopting this as your lifestyle. You are not only fasting for weight loss, you are not only fasting till you feel unwell or till you feel fatigued, but you are fasting towards health, you are fasting towards building up your health. In terms of fasting, the kind of diet that we want to avoid will be refined oil. For example, margarine, shortening, some other vegetable oils that is not recommended at all because of the fats, the kind of bad fats that comes with it. Refined salt, refined sugar, refined rice in terms of white rice or white flour, and then dairies. Except yogurt. Yogurt is actually pre-digested milk, therefore it doesn't have much issue, especially for people who are lactose intolerant. Processed food, food like ham, sausages, which is full of sodium, preservative. We do not advise that at all when you are doing your intermittent fasting. Remember, it's to build health, so we encourage greatly on whole food, and then pastries are made full of flour and sugar. Red meat is full of saturated fats, which is not recommended at all during your intermittent fasting period, and genetically modified food as well, which are those no longer original food. So these are the diet that we would like you to avoid. And go for good food, go for whole food, healthy food. We recommend nutrient-dense, wholesome, organic as much as you can. Go for rainbow food. Rainbow food meaning they are full of colors. If you can, look at your own plate. And if you can have 50% or even better still 75% on your plate that are covered with vegetables and fruits, by all means, that's the best recommendation. It can be steamed, it can be blanched, it can be salad, raw, depending on your body, depending on your preference as well. Just go for a lot of vegetables and fruits during your intermittent fasting period, if you can. And the kind of protein, go for good proteins, so that you know that you are having the sufficient protein to help yourself to rebuild your tissues, building your tissues repairing. So good proteins can come from free-range chicken, eggs, can come from plant-based protein, chickpeas, come from spirulina, kelp, vegetables, and 10% of whole grain come from your brown rice, your millet, your quinoas. Go for your seeds and your nuts and your good fats as well. So in overall, you must ensure that we have complex carbohydrates that are able to metabolize slower, and it will not cause into a sugar spike. It will not become it will not become a lot of sugars that is stored in the body. And then there's a lot of good protein, good fats, fiber from the vegetables that we can absorb the nutrients such as vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and absorbing all the life enzyme. Because once you cook your food, there's no more life enzyme. You take your juices, that's where you have your life enzyme, and that's where we mention about healthy food also. So from there, you can see we have also given you a list of food choices that you can look out for. If you want, you can do a quick screenshot, a quick snap of this list of recommended food for yourself. We also have our recipe book, which is called The Food That Feeds. It's all about healthy eating and is also very yummy and delicious. You can see that you can make use of fresh ingredients and make into mineral broth, make into food that is like wholemeal pancakes, make into your Japanese rice and vegetable rolls, even eggs and potato salad. And all this can fill you up with nutrients, which we mentioned, nutrient-dense kind of whole food during your intermittent fasting eating period. Yogurt, which we mentioned earlier, it is a gut food. It is pre-digested milk. So it has no issue even for people who are lactose intolerant. It's a good source of protein. It is also very beneficial for our bones, our joints. It helps us to sleep better at night as well. So make your own yogurt. We have the yogurt maker. We even supply the organic low-fat milk powder. If you haven't tried ours, go for it and make your own yogurt, and you can consume it for yourself anytime during your 8 hours of feeding period. So we have covered the tips for 16 hours fasting, how to fast with the kind of beverages, distilled water, with our tea, with apple cider, and then how we go into our 8 hours of feeding with honey, with cold pressed juices, with the right type of diet, with the whole food that we recommend you to take, and then yogurt. And then now we also want to go on to let you know, to share with you that with essential supplement during our intermittent fasting, it can help us to prevent ourselves from having any nutritional deficiency. Therefore, there's no downside of extended fasting, because we have to be careful. We have to do it right, do it safe. We want to fast towards health. We want to fast so that we build up our health, and not fast and then we get fatigued, we get tired, we get weakened, and then we sort of like wonder what happened, and we cannot sustain it, and then we feel that we want to give up. But if you were to do it correctly, you will see that it is only going to encourage you, it's only to make you feel better, because your body gets all the nutrients that it needs. When you are doing your fasting, your body benefited, and then you become stronger and healthier. So fit these supplements into your feeding window most of the time. Okay, this is the strong group of them. I, for one, take everything over there because it has helped me. It is very beneficial. I'll go through with you one by one. Since I'm doing my intermittent fasting, I want to make use of the opportunity during my fasting to do a colon cleanse. So I am going to use the herbal cleanse powder, which is about 1 teaspoon of this herbal cleanse mixed into a glass of apple cider vinegar and raw honey. I take it about twice a day. When I do this, it is effective in promoting healthy, and it regulates my bowel movement. Bear in mind, it is not a laxative at all. In fact, we have 5 important ingredients inside herbal cleanse that it helps to remove heavy metals, it helps to remove radiation, it helps to remove pesticide, parasites, and even if there is any virus or bacteria, it helps to clean it up, toxins in the colon that we will not even know of. So take a heaped teaspoon. During your first week, you can take 3 to 4 times a day if you want to do an intensive colon cleanse. And then you can maintain with this herbal cleanse on a daily basis 2 times a day. Or for some people, they find that they will rather just do it once a day. No problem, it's fine. Just as long as you're eating every day, right? You still want to cleanse your colon every day. That is just logic. All right. So I am going to show you that this is how our colons looks like. On one side, we call this the ascending colon, and then we have the transcend colon, and then we have the descending colon. So every part of the colon, okay, links to our human body. It links to our organs such as our gallbladder, our heart, our stomach, pancreas, our kidneys, even our eyes, our nose, our ears, okay, bladder, every part of our human body. Therefore, there is this saying that says, health begins in the gut. 70% of our body's immunity starts from our gut. So during fasting, when there's no food in the gut, that is when, okay, there is a lot of opportunity for the body to rest and to start its repairing work. Therefore, at the same time, I share that I make use of the herbal cleanse to do the cleansing during the fasting period. Okay, sorry to bear with me for a while. You get to see this encrustation, and this encrustation is not to shock you, but these are the encrustation that stays in our colon if they are not cleansed out. By taking herbal cleanse, this is what we are trying to do, to cleanse out all these years of encrustation. If you haven't done any colon cleanse before, you haven't done any fasting before, this is those encrustation that carries weight, that make us tired, that make us age. These are the encrustation that we want to clear it out, and then when we are using the herbal cleanse, it comes out. So another picture of it, these are all testimony that are shared by many of our users, and these are the very good result that after taking the herbal cleanse, it clears. They feel the weight loss, they feel lighter, they feel happier, and then at the same time, they are able to take it as a lifestyle, eat and then cleanse colon in a regular daily lifestyle. So that is cleansing. And then we talk about after cleansing, what's next. So we cleanse, we also must remember to nourish. We nourish our cells, our tissues. So we give a chance to the colon to cleanse. Now we give a chance to our 75 trillion cells for repairing, for rejuvenating. We use super green food, we use K-salt, we use flaxseed oil. Nourish with super green food. Super green food is full of phytonutrients. You can see the plus there. They are all together 28 superfood and is fortified with a super antioxidant blend for additional health benefits. You take 2 sachets a day and then you know that you are all good, that you are covering yourself with the vegetables, the fruits that you need, that you can't get from most of the time our normal diet, most of the time our lifestyle, we don't eat like so much in a day. We can't eat sufficient, in other words, of nutrients. So you know you'll be good if you are nourishing yourself with this super green food during your feeding time. And then during your feeding time, you are also taking this K-salt. And what is K-salt? K-salt is not your cooking salt. So don't use this K-salt to do your cooking. It's for your cells replenishing. It is actually potassium. Potassium is a mineral which is very important that the cells require to work on building and strengthening. As much as calcium is important for our bones, okay, K-salt or potassium is important for our cells. So if we remove excess sodium or salt from cells and tissues, it counteracts water retention, it replaces and balances electrolytes, it regulates kidney function, it prevents cough and cold, it reduces chest congestion, and it strengthens immunity. So a small bottle like that, but it can use for many serving, and you will only take 1/4 teaspoon 2 times a day. Especially people with blood pressure issue, you can look into this K-salt to help yourself to balance out your blood pressure. We have flaxseed oil, which is the highest omega-3 that you can find in the world. It is full of essential fatty acids, which is all the good fats, all the necessary fats that our human body cannot synthesize and we can only obtain through this diet. We take 1 to 2 tablespoons per day. Besides that, there's still a whole lot of benefit with this flaxseed oil. So if you were to read or if you were to look into flaxseed oil, it's actually anti-cancer. It's also good for your skin, your hair, your nails. So by taking flaxseed oil, also I want to emphasize on how inflammation is being reduced. I take flaxseed oil a lot, and I make sure my parents take flaxseed oil. I also share a lot of flaxseed oil to my friends, my family members, how this is going to help them if they have pains in their joints or they have pains here and there. They can look into adding this flaxseed oil as part of their nourishing nutrients to their body. It is very difficult to attain this essential fatty acid. That's why we emphasize on this. Okay, then we have the spirulina powder or tablet. For this picture, you can see right in front is the spirulina tablet. This is another, in fact, if you were to read on it, it is a world superfood. It is a complete food that ensures all the nutrients you need, you can get it from there. It is 65% protein, plant-based protein. It is 25 times more beta carotene than carrots. It is 3 times more vitamin E than wheat germs. It is a very high whole food source of vitamin B12 and B complex. So especially people who are vegetarians, people who are not eating any meat-based diet, do not miss out on this spirulina. Do not miss out on this very important protein whole food that the body requires to function properly for tissue repairing and tissue building. 2 to 6 times higher in iron than beef liver, contains organic minerals like calcium, magnesium, potassium, and then, you know, whenever you do blood tests, you can even check whether you are iron deficiency or not. So by taking spirulina, by having that as part of your diet, you know that you will not be deficient in your iron, especially when you are doing fasting. Okay, we take 10 tablets or 1 teaspoon powder 1 to 2 times a day. To protect our gut, which is our digestive system, we make use of these pre and probiotics. This is Immuflora. Immuflora has all the good bacteria, all the friendly bacteria that helps guard our gut. So it's like an army. Okay, it helps to re-establish the intestinal microflora to ensure that the friendly bacteria will outweigh the bad bacteria. So when we are doing our fasting, when we are doing our no food period, we put in this Immuflora and we know that the friendly bacteria are multiplying and help safeguard us. So at this point of time, it is building up our immunity. Remember, once again, relate back to the colon picture that I have shown you earlier. 70% of our immunity comes from a good gut, comes from a good colon health. So work on this part. Make sure when we are fasting, we are also replenishing the friendly bacteria in this colon environment. So we want to remember that with good friendly bacteria, it helps us to absorb nutrients better. It helps to clean and detoxify the intestinal tract. We take 1 sachet a day. We have the liver to protect our liver health, because this is a liver tonic. It's called the liverine. This is to rebuild liver cells and remove toxins. It is to provide antioxidant, and it is also anti-inflammatory. It reverses liver damage caused by medicine, too much medicine, excessive alcohol consumption, and then it is also able to stimulate the liver to increase the bile flow, which carries away waste and break down fats during the digestion. We take 1 capsule 3 times a day. Next, I hope you have a good understanding of the kind of 16/8 intermittent fasting guide, the tips for fasting period, and the tips for eating period. So I'm going to show you my intermittent fasting testimony in a video form. With that, you will be able to see how I actually try out this whole intermittent fasting since last year, November, and I try out for 3 months. And when I take the video, it's already 5 months into it. So sit back and relax. I hope you will enjoy this video.
Hi friends, my name is Joyce and I'm so glad to be able to share with you my experience with intermittent fasting. I hope with this wellness journey of mine, It will inspire you to explore and improve your own health as well. When I came across an article on intermittent fasting from the New Life Lifeline, I decided to give it a try last November because I was thinking how nice it will be if I can start the new year with a healthier and stronger body. So I try out intermittent fasting for a health goal, not for a weight goal. I understand that intermittent fasting means eating less. For my case, I will choose to eat one meal less. Therefore, with less food means there's more rest for my digestive system. With that, it will definitely improve the digestive system. It will also reduce inflammation, and definitely, since there's no food, there's no fats. Fats are being converted when we consume carbohydrates, sugary and oily stuff. So, 3 to 5 days after I started intermittent fasting, I feel the difference. I feel that my body is lighter and cleaner. I continue it for another 2 weeks and I observe that even my mind has become clearer and sharper. That's when I find that I am also more energized and less hungry all the time. I decided that it is time to add on with exercise. I understand that by adding exercise, it will even help to burn the fats that are stored in the belly, especially in this area, and also around the organs. Okay, for exercise, I crafted out my own exercise regimen that best suit me. So very simply, I just go down to my house downstairs and I do my walking. I will walk about 4 rounds and followed by I will do a light jog of about 4 rounds as well. After that, I will do my stretches under the sun to absorb the vitamin D that my bodies will love to have. Followed by, I will climb up the staircase to my house, which is on the 7th floor. Then I will continue to rebound on the rebounder for another 20 minutes to tone up my muscle and to also be flexible, to tighten up the pelvic floor and to do my lymphatic drainage. So all in all, my exercise is about 45 minutes. I included this into my intermittent fasting lifestyle and I'm very glad to say that I feel really stronger. I feel that the strength is better. I feel that I can walk faster, run faster. I feel that I'm just enjoying and it's a breeze coming up the stairs and I really like it. I will sleep for 8 hours and upon awake, I will take my drinks such as apple cider vinegar with herbal cleanse, with Hemofora and my water, then my spirulina powder. I will just take the normal cleansing and tissue drink that we incorporated in New Life regimen for better, healthier gut. Then I will continue to do my exercise. I will even go for my super green food if I need to. I will also take my juices and all these are done within the 16 hours time frame. Once it's 16 hours, I will take my first meal and then I will continue to take my second meal within the 8 hours time frame. The food I eat, I will also be mindful. I will like to eat clean and green and of course something that will nourish me with the nutrients and the goodness of the choice that I make. Overall, I gradually find that this intermittent lifestyle is something that I am happy with. It definitely reduced the puffiness that I feel. And I believe that the cholesterol level in the arteries are normalized. I believe that the belly fats are reducing quite a lot. The fats around the organs definitely has been lesser. That's why I find that there is a change in the body shape. Not only my energy level is better, like I mentioned, the mind is clearer as well. So I'm very happy with this intermittent fasting. I believe that it definitely improves the health greatly, as it reduces lots of inflammation and it clears lots of toxins as well. My encouragement to you is to take baby steps. Now that you understand what is intermittent fasting, focus on what you can do, not focus on what you cannot do. Look at the bigger picture, a bigger picture of yourself getting stronger, healthier, and happier. Thank you everyone for watching.
Thank you for watching the video. I want to clarify one point. I mentioned that I take the health drinks or the juices during my fasting period. Okay, I did that and I am in a way still doing that because I mentioned I do not have a issue with weight. So people who have no issues with weight and they can take like me. You can take your juices, you can take your honey during your fasting period because it is not easy to do fasting in a way, though I mentioned it's simple and easy. I mean, for a start, we want to be practical, we want to be real. Therefore, if you are drinking water, if you are drinking the tea, and then you are also drinking the apple cider and a little bit of honey and some green juices, you feel that, yeah, I'm not really like not eating anything, not really like fasting totally. So somehow, if people like myself do not have a weight issue, I will say that go ahead and do this like me. But okay, if you really have a health issue, then yes, you have to be taking more steps. And definitely your steps will not fail you. Definitely you will see the good result from the logic, from the theory that I have shared with you earlier. So give yourself the confidence, give yourself the challenge, give yourself the determination that if you have a weight issue to work on, then don't take the honey, don't take the green juices, or don't take the fruit cold pressed juices during the fasting period. Just be determined, just do it for your health purpose. At the back of your mind, you know that you are doing it for your own health, and then that is your baby step, and then you will see that you will get better, you will get stronger, and then you can handle it better. And then automatically you will not crave, you will not look for something like that. So, I mean, I have emphasized this to you. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. Then other than that, this whole list right in front of us is once again the essential six that helped me greatly. Help Miss Chu testimony that I shared earlier right in front, help her greatly. For people who need a lot of support, who need to accelerate our health, who needs to bring down inflammation, who needs to bring down our so-called weight issue, so that we can feel better, we can become healthier faster, we can become more effective. Okay, so I would like you to take a screenshot if you think that this list is going to help you. It's going to expedite your result in your intermittent fasting. Then I show you how I do the rebounder on the video. Now, rebounding exercise, if you cannot do any exercise at all, okay, rebounding exercise is definitely the best, the most efficient exercise that you can choose to do for yourself, at least during your intermittent fasting period, or at least this year onwards. It stimulates the lymphatic circulation. It is the best way to bring yourself, okay, cause a greater change in the gravity force that your body with the least amount you can achieve. So by just bouncing and bouncing and, you know, like lightly, even as you become expert over time, gradually, you realize that the least amount that you are doing on the rebounder give you a tremendous result. You definitely will lose it. You definitely will feel better. Your pains will also go off. You will feel happier because of the happy hormones that rise up when you jump on it. You will realize that you will become younger also. Okay, now fun fact. So this is a fun fact. I like fun facts. Okay, you see, did you know to burn 150 calories, you can either walk for 22 minutes or swim for 10 minutes or run for 2 minutes, or you just need to rebound for 2 minutes. Would you choose to do 2 minutes of rebounding each day? I leave it to yourself. Like I mentioned, it is so important that I have to show you the slide again. It's the easiest and most effective exercise. It stimulates lymphatic drainage. In other words, lymphatic, we are detoxifying our lymph nodes. It's a full body cellular and aerobic exercise. It builds strong immune system. It builds muscular and skeleton strength. You can hold weights and then you can rebound on it. You see that it helps with your learning ability. That's why clearer mind. And then it helps to improve your reflexes. You become very flexible. It improves your digestion. It's ideal for prenatal and postnatal condition, provided you do it safely. And it also helps to improve eyesight. You wonder how come it can improve eyesight, but trust me, it improves eyesight because you are doing a lot of lymphatic drainage, a lot of whatever you call that, that is blocking your eyesight. Yeah, doing a detoxification is clearing out and you will see better. Okay. One more. Our rebounder is German design. Is definitely the safest you can ask for. It is the easiest and most effective exercise. All the benefits are below once again. So I just want to encourage you that I emphasize on this and you can check on this for yourself. So the next two slides I have are handouts. These handouts, I can't give it to you now. I mean, I can still give it to you upon request. And at the same time, I have very good colleagues who created rebounding exercise video on their own that you can also request for. Then you can follow the exercise accordingly to help yourself to work out on the rebounder, and it will be available to you if you were to just request from me or from or write into us in this email, or ask your New Life friend who has invited you to just get it available for you. Okay. One final chart. This chart, you can see that there are 5 different columns. So the first column is the DRP, detoxification rejuvenation program. This is our award-winning program developed by Dr. Lin Tan. We are very proud of this program because this program has helped many, in fact, thousands and thousands of people to get well on their health. We have the mini version of it, and then we have the daily clean and build, we have the daily GI health, we have the intensive GI detox. So in the middle, the daily clean and build is where you can also make use of your regular intermittent fasting. You can adopt into it. So basically, you can take a screenshot of this screen and let us know if you are interested to do a detox for your own health, your own body at the start of the year. And then you see interesting, you see beneficial result that you will not think of for yourself. It will definitely give you a better health. I would say better mind, body, and soul. For me, I have done all of them, all the 5 programs. And then I can also do any of them anytime, whenever I like. So this is a skill that we impart to you, and then after that you acquire it for yourself and you can just work on it for your own health, and then you can share with your friends or your loved ones. This is the program. the DRP program, okay, you can go and download from DL Total Health website under the streaming time to detox. Okay, do it. It's going to be life-changing when you read the contents of this booklet. Summary: the home and kitchen setup for health and healing comprises of distiller, alpha juicer, rebounder, and a yogurt maker. And may I leave with you this? Okay. What if I were to tell you that all diseases begin with inflammation as the root cause? And now that we know of a way to work on it, and even to an extent of reversing the condition, will you give it a shot? Thank you for joining us today on this topic on intermittent fasting. We are now open for Q&A. I have covered all that we need to know about 16-8 fasting, intermittent fasting, the tips for 16 hours fasting in summary, the tips for 8 hours feeding, and then the additional tips to make it more effective through all the essential supplements. I have also shared with you the importance of exercise. You will find yourself more energized and you can do more that you didn't even expect that you can do it. And so in summary and in addition, I have covered the kind of programs that you can adopt for yourself so that all of us works towards a better health for ourselves each day. So now we are open for Q&A. Will you like to key in your questions if you have any at the bottom of the chat? And then I will try my best to answer you.